Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your good friend Matt back again here today at the only place that we always can be, and that is Matt's Wrestling Collectibles right here on YouTube. If you haven't already, guys, get over to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and please, it helps me out so much when you're watching these videos. Hit that like button. It boosts me up in the feed a little bit. It makes more people see me on YouTube, more people seeing the videos, and of course, that is what we want. And the reason for that is because we're coming up on 450 subscribers, halfway to the point of where we once were on the old YouTube of Matty G401. God, the Matty G401 days. I don't know, sometimes I like to go back, sometimes I like to leave it in the past where it is. We were young, and there is some triple C bend the knee type of cringe on there. That's for damn sure. So, you know, but we're almost there. We're halfway to that point of almost 900 subs, which is what we left off with on that old channel. So, as always, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on the video, so that way we can get more people on the channel and more subscribers, because we're coming up on that 500 subscribers mark, and once we do hit that mark, we'll be doing another giveaway right here on YouTube. But in the meantime, if you haven't already, get over to Facebook, check out the Matt's Wrestling Collectibles group page. We also have a main page on there as well, where I put a little bit of the more business info and aspects of the Matt's Wrestling Collectibles, you know, things that we do. And but if you haven't gotten over there already, make sure you check it out. And once you get over to the group page as well, we also do giveaways on the group. There's a lot of people doing some raffles on the group as well. Good chance to win some really great figures for a cheap price. And, yeah, so if you haven't done that already, make sure you get over there and check it out. But today, you guys are going to be here checking out with me the new figure pickups. That's right, we got new figure pickups again, as always. And this is going to be episode 16, I believe. So we are getting there. We are making our way downtown, walking fast, wrestling ways, all those things. I don't know what I'm saying, but here we are, right? So here we are, though. Without further ado, we're going to get right into these new pickups. And funny enough, the first pickup is a couple of things. It is something I don't normally buy, which is basic figures. You usually don't see a lot of those on the channel, and at one point I used to buy basics all the time, especially back in the day when we didn't know if certain elites would be getting made. And of course, with certain figures, especially even kind of like the Nexus guys at the time, you know, between David Otunga, Justin Gabriel, which Justin Gabriel eventually did have an elite figure, as well as Heath Slater did as well. But, you know, David Otunga, Michael Tarver, you know, a couple of guys in there that did not get elite figures, and actually only got those figures there. Not all of them, of course, but like the Michael Tarver, I know that is a one and done. We definitely never got any other figures of him that I know of. And trying to think, did anybody else? Well, I mean, if you want to consider Skip Sheffield as a one-off deal, I mean, he never did get an elite, unless, you know, we're talking about the Ryback days, but and that's a whole mess right now. I don't know if you guys have seen any of that on YouTube, but if you haven't, go and check that out. You look up Ryback, I'm sure it'll be one of the first things that pops up. He's got some deranged lunatic fan that's been following him around for quite some time now, and apparently, I don't know, got some crazy stuff going on. But either way, without further ado, we're going to get into this today. Like I said, figure pickup, something I normally don't buy, which is basics, and that's what we're going to start off with, as well as the fact that this first basic that I'm showing you is actually up for sale on the Matt's Wrestling Collectibles MERCARI page. So if you want to go and check that out, feel free. You can follow me on there. Always posting new items, and trying to post new items almost daily. You know, sometimes that's a bit of a challenge, but as of recently, we've been buying a lot of stock, a lot of inventory, so definitely get over there and check that out. But without further ado, the first pickups and now flip-ups, because they're going to be going on to MERCARI, none other than Pat Mcafee. We've got Pat McAfee's first time in the line basic figure here. And I gotta say, I mean, as far as it goes with figures, I was super happy to get it. It was just that I guess I wasn't thinking, I wasn't paying attention. It was right after I actually purchased this, maybe the day after. I was on ringside, I'm looking at a couple of different things, and I was like, oh, that's right, they're coming out with the Elite. And I mean, the Elite is really no different from this. If you do want to get this in the Chase version, I would recommend it. At least it's a little bit of a different offset to the figure. Gives you kind of two different versions. But as far as this Pat McAfee goes right here, give you guys a better look at him. Hopefully the lighting is working out better for these videos. But to give you a better look at him, you know, first time in the line, looking as only he can. Very happy to have it either way. You know, if I guess if it doesn't sell and for some reason the Elite becomes unavailable to us, well, then I guess this will be staying in the personal collection. But until then, we've got Pat McAfee up on the MERCARI page. And like I said, Elite Series 139, first time in the line. Looking good. Good figure for sure. And, yeah, sometimes you buy things and don't even realize that you don't need them, but you do need them, if that makes any sense. Continuing with the basics, and these will probably be maybe the last couple that you see from me for a while until, again, until something comes out in the basic line that's just a can't miss or, you have to have it type item. But we've got Cedric Alexander, and we're actually going to even pop up this other one with him just to make it a little bit easier. We've got Shelton Benjamin as well, and we picked out both of these, of course, because they are the Hurt Business attire. Very happy to add them to the collection. I've got the MVP in the suit. We've obviously got, Omos now, which I don't believe Omos was in the Hurt Business. Obviously, MVP took him over. I don't think he was ever in the Hurt Business officially. At the time, I believe, as far as I understand, it was MVP, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. I definitely think the Hurt Business should make a comeback. I think that they definitely could do some big things and maybe even be as big as the Bloodline storyline if it was done correctly, done properly. I mean, if you brought the originals back, obviously, like I just said, MVP, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, and then you add to that, add Omos to that, maybe add a few more guys to it, and make it just an unbelievable, unbreakable, unbeatable faction. I think they would have a lot of success with that, especially maybe going up against the Judgment Day. I think that would be quite the feud, quite the rivalry. So, but without further ado, we've got Shelton Benjamin, we've got Cedric Alexander. Give you guys a little bit of a close-up view on them both here. And, I'm happy to grab these and put them in the collection. Like I said, we've got Series 133 and Series 134. And, I mean, as far as the rest of these sets go, there's really nobody that I'm overly excited to maybe try and find. We've also already got the Indy Hartwell in the collection, so that takes care of that. Only other ones here, I guess you could say, that would be worth maybe the pickup is getting, Natalya, get a new figure of her into the collection, into the series and the waves. Also, obviously, the Seth Rollins and the Stone Cold, always a hit no matter what. You can't go wrong with a Steve Austin or a Seth Rollins. But without further ado, those are the basics. And now we make our way into what we normally do and what we have, obviously, the most of on this channel, which is the Elites. And I don't know, I guess I don't really have to go in any particular order with this. I kind of stacked them randomly, so we're just going to be bouncing all over the place. But whatever, doesn't matter, right? We're all here for the fun of the ride. Without further ado, first up, we've got Elite Series 102, Sami Zayn. And I was really happy to get this, of course, going back to his feud with Johnny Knoxville and the WrestleMania match and everything else that went on with that. I really think it was fun. It was enjoyable. I grew up as a kid on, the Jackass stuff, MTV, Viva La Bam, Robin Big, so many shows that all went together. The Wild Boys. Just so many MTV shows back in the day that all kind of correlated with the Jackass movement. And I just, when I saw that and Knoxville coming into wrestling and, being a part of it, I just thought it was really cool. Sometimes, celebrities come into the WWE and wrestling businesses as a whole, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. We're like, we could have probably had a better match that filled in for that place. But with this, especially being at WrestleMania, I actually did enjoy it. I think, obviously every year WrestleMania always has that slight celebrity touch, and I think with Johnny Knoxville, it made it really cool and, enjoyable. I actually got Knoxville on the way. He should be here within the next couple of days with another big package of figures, so that will be our Figure Pickups episode 17 with whatever we also grab through the rest of this week and this weekend. But we've got Sami Zayn here in Elite 102 and give you guys a little bit of a close-up on him. And we'll read down the back for you on these Elites. Why not, right? We've got Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Let me try that one more time, right, guys? We've got Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And that is, of course, where he resides. He comes in at a 6'1", 212 pounds. And, of course, we've got none other than the Haluva Kick as his finishing move. Career highlights, we've got Intercontinental Champion and NXT Champion. As of now, we can also add the WWE Unified Tag Team Championships to that list. The Master Strategist clashed with Johnny Knoxville in an Anything Goes match at WrestleMania 38, where a giant mousetrap proved to be his undoing. And of course, we get that giant mousetrap in there with Sami Zayn. I also like how it's got the Sammy Forever on the tights, obviously paying homage to, or paying, homage to the what is it there? The Jackass Forever or Jackass number 4, whatever the movie was called at that point. You know, we've seen it. They've all been out. It's the same thing over and over again, right? We just seen a bunch of guys now that are a bit past their years hurting themselves more than they need to. I don't think we'll see too many more Jackass films. Maybe they'll wrap up with a 5th one and call it a day, but this one here, you know, paying, like I said, homage to the Jackass 4 film. So, pretty cool that it's on the tights. The head scan is actually pretty cool when it's in front of you. The pictures that they showed of it online, just, I don't know, I don't think that they really gave a good overall look of the head scan, but it looks good. Comes with that giant mousetrap, which is awesome, and he's also got his hat accessory in there as well. Wish he came with a t-shirt, but obviously, you know, beggars can't be choosers. If I had to get the mousetrap or a t-shirt, I think I'd go with the mousetrap just for the pure nostalgia fact of the, you know, the accessory and the match that it played in. So, without further ado, we've got Elite 102 Sami Zayn. Coming up next, we've got another Elite 102, and we've got Commissioner Mick Foley. And of course, you know, this is again another awesome figure, you know, in an aspect to me, kind of like not a first time in the line, but it's finally, you know, nice to get a Mick Foley of more of his later years, his GM roles, his you know, non-wrestling time. I do believe obviously after this he had his match with Edge a couple years later, but you know, since then we haven't seen Mick Foley in a whole lot other than some of the TNA stuff and, you know, whatnot there. But really cool to have this figure. The accessories are what I think makes it even just that much better. He's got his gavel. He's got his commissioner plaque. He's also got his little cactus plant that he had on the table there all the time. A couple different sets of hands, which is pretty cool. And actually, I just realized that the gavel is molded to his hand. So that's actually something I didn't even know until right now. So that gavel is molded to the hand, which makes sense why we've got these other 2 hands over here. But so yeah, all in all, we actually have that's kind of weird. We have 2 sets of hands and then the gavel hand. So it's definitely something different. We got the commissioner shirt on, you know, where it's commissioner, and of course the flannel over it, which is awesome, you know, looking as only Mick Foley could look. Let's read down the back for you guys. We've got Long Island, New York, from where he resides, and we've got a height of 6'2", 287 pounds, and the finisher, of course, the Socko Claw. Mr. Socko himself always making the grand appearance when Mick Foley is around. Career highlights, we've got WWE Champion, World Tag Team Champion, and of course, he is a WWE Hall of Fame inductee. After his in-ring retirement, Mick Foley returned to WWE with a gavel in his hand as its new commissioner. Ready to lay down the law, or, whoa, is that a typo on the back here? Let's try that one more time. Ready to lay down the law on Raw, and this is final. So, a little tongue-tied back there, flipping words, but either way, we've got Mick Foley in Elite 102, looking great. Happy to have this figure in hand, and happy to have it in the collection. Looking good as only Mick Foley can with that flannel on. Next up, we have a little bit of a fixer-upper. You know, like I've said to you guys many a times, if you look at some of my figures in here, not every figure is completely sealed and has never been opened. Some of them have been opened, some of them have been displayed, then put back in the box. I can never make up my mind. I keep saying we're going to start a fig fed, and trust me, we will someday. How long it will last, I don't know, because I start taking these guys out of their packages, and before I know it, I'm like, I got to put all this back in the box. It's a weird way of collecting. At one point, I had so many figures, guys, as a lot of you know from my videos from the Matty G 401 channel. At one point, I had over 4,000 figures, so it wasn't hard to have a whole shelf full of loose figures and, you know, a massive array of, you know, mock figures as well. But with this one, we did a little fixer-upper on it. So we've got Kevin Owens out of Elite 101. We did open him. We removed the Austin impersonation head scan. We also took the Austin 316 shirt off of him. And we actually put those up for sale on Mercari. The shirt is already sold, but if you guys are looking for that head scan, you can definitely still grab that from me. Check out MWC 2008. That's MWC 2008 on Mercari. You can get that head sculpt from me if you're looking for it, but wanted to make this to where you could see the shirt that he actually came with and that WrestleMania shirt that he had for him and Stone Cold. I really love the look. I actually have another one of these coming in my next packaging. I don't think we'll do another pickups on it. Maybe I'll throw it into the video. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to display these side by side. So we'll have KO as Stone Cold and then also KO as he was in the match from WrestleMania, which is what I really enjoy, and having these, kind of done that way. So we'll read down the back for you. Of course, coming from Quebec, Canada, yet again, we've got, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, both the Canadian Stampede out here doing what they do best, and unfortunately no longer the tag team champions. But moving forward, he is 6 foot even, 266 pounds, and his finisher is none other than the Stunner. And I'm just going to call it the Stone Cold Stunner because that is what it will always be forever. His career highlights are Universal Champion, Intercontinental Champion, and United States Champion. Obviously, at this point, we can also add the tag team titles to his repertoire. And as we have the back here, little blurb, we've got the prize fighter called out Stone Cold Steve Austin to meet him inside the ring for a very special Kevin Owens show at WrestleMania 38. And we all knew what happened next. So can't even say anything bad about this whole entire figure, the segment, everything that goes with it. I mean, what a match from Stone Cold and KO at WrestleMania 38. That was just incredible. Amazing to see Austin doing as much as he did. I didn't think the match was going to go anything like that, but wow, it was actually a fun match to watch. And who knows, I'd love to see Austin make a return again and maybe do something similar. Of course, to when these guys are up to it. I think I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive this year, WrestleMania 40, I think we're going to see a match with Hulk Hogan. Don't hold me to it, but it could be very well possible, and I think that's what we're going to see at WrestleMania 40. But none other than KO, Kevin Owens, as the impersonation of Stone Cold. But like I said, we got the fixer-upper here, so we're going to have another one of these soon, and they will be displayed side by side, so can't wait for that to come in. Kevin Owens, Elite 101, everybody. And now another one from Elite 102. We've got Edge from the Judgment Day. So Judgment Day Edge here, short-lived. Obviously, we got this figure well after he was already out of this group and, said and done and over with. But, hey, it worked out in the best of all favors. I think he has done a lot, and, we'll see where Edge's career goes from here. Will he stay retired? Will he make his way back to the squared circle? Who knows? Well, a lot of speculation of him going to AEW and working with Christian again, but I just don't see that happening at this moment. It would just kind of be, I think it would be a little tough, to bring Edge in on such a high note, everybody loving him, for him to work with Christian. It would be tough, does Christian turn face? Does Edge turn heel? Do they have a thing where they go against each other? It's just, there's so many options on the table, but who knows? We may see that in the near future, and something to just kind of, anticipate and speculate over at this point. But let's read down the back for you guys. We've got, again, coming from Toronto, Canada, 6'5", 241 pounds, and his finisher, of course, the Spear. Career highlights, he has been a WWE Champion, an Intercontinental Champion, and a WWE Hall of Fame inductee. The Master Manipulator led the Judgment Day to a victory over AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan at Hell in a Cell 2022. And we all know what happens next, right? Well, Edge here, Elite 101, or Elite 102, I apologize. And unfortunately, we can't really see a lot of the outfit. If anybody's seen these images online, you already know what it looks like. You already know what you're getting. So, unfortunately, we can't see under the jacket there, but it gives you an idea of just a great figure. Great head sculpt. I think it looks good. I think the whole figure looks good. Happy to get a new Edge, newer style Edge. And I believe, if I am correct, I do think there is another Edge coming out very soon or very shortly in the Elite line. So that would be awesome if we could get one more. I'd really like to see maybe a new Ultimate Edition Edge if that becomes a possibility. But I guess we'll, again, just kind of have to sit back, relax, and, wait and see what happens. Edge, Elite 102, everybody. Up next, it's kind of funny because it goes back to what I was saying about the Pat Mcafee figure. So I purchased this figure. I actually purchased two of them by mistake. I don't know, I must have hit the button, double-click that button really quick. Wound up already selling the other one, but that was okay because I was very happy to get this new Elite Series SummerSlam Series Dolph Ziggler. And of course, not only just the figure itself, I really needed the legs. I don't know if I'm going to build the Mr. Perfect figure. I used the legs on another figure. The Rick Rude, I was trying to build that. So I think the legs for him come with the Drew McIntyre out of that Survivor Series set. Very tough to find that Drew McIntyre right now. I've been searching everywhere and have not seen one. I think I'm just probably going to grab one online. Sucks that at one point I had the Elite 8 or Elite 9 Drew McIntyre that the original figure comes from. But hey, you know, like all you guys know, I've sold so much of this collection, bought it, sold it, and it's the revolving door of Matt's Wrestling Collectibles sometimes. But without much more to say here, we've got Dolph Ziggler looking as only Dolph Ziggler can. Great figure. I think this figure in general is really, really cool. We took the legs out of it. We also took the hands that were here and put them on, the open fists. The two palm hands that he had, they were very like DDP style, you know, throwing up the diamond cutter. So I did post those up for sale on MERCARI if anybody's looking for those. But yeah, we've got Dolph Ziggler in the SummerSlam Elite Series here, and to give you a closer look, I really do like the attire. Very, very cool. You know, every time I see Dolph Ziggler out in that ring, he reminds me of, well, definitely two. I guess you could say a third possibly in there, but always reminds me of two wrestlers every time I see him out there, and he makes me think so much of Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho, and he's just got that feel to what he does, and I think he's a great man on the mic, great man in the ring. Really wish that we could see some more from Dolph and some more, you know, good things and a better push for Dolph Ziggler in the near future. And also, too, just to wrap up that third one, I also do say at times the third person that he kind of also reminds me of is actually Edge. He's got a little bit of Edge in him, I think. You know, and it's, you know, again, give or take. But, you know, definitely reminds me a little bit of Edge, that's for sure. But so, without further ado, let's read down the back. He is from Hollywood, Florida, not California. Make sure you know that. That's Hollywood, Florida. He comes in at a 6 foot even, weighing 218 pounds. His finisher is the zigzag. Career highlights: World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion, and United States Champion. The show-off walked into his SummerSlam 2019 match against Goldberg determined to prove that legends come and legends go, but Dolph Ziggler is always here, stealing the show. And might have to go back and watch that match now. I don't even know if I caught that match, but definitely love the attire, definitely love this figure, and as always, you know, Dolph Ziggler looking as only he can. Glad that we've got a new Elite of Dolph Ziggler to add to the line. The next Elite of him that I am actually looking for is, I think it's the late 70s or early 80s series of Elite figures. He's got the very, like, chrome silver jacket. Obviously, just love the look, love the figure. But, you know, in due time, we'll find that, right? So, but yeah, guys, that's the new figure pickups for today. We've got, you know, like I said, this is episode 16, I believe. So episode 17, very close and on the way. Trying to think if there's anything else that we should go over before this video is done. And I guess the only thing we could really talk about right now is in the future, I do have a video coming up which will be kind of on the idea of classic superstars versus the Mattel Legends. Obviously, the Legends line is still very short of the Classic Superstar line. Classic Superstars went to, I think, Series 28 or 29, and I believe Legends is on Series 19 or 20, something like that. So, you know, a few series behind and definitely, you know, still catching up. But would love to talk about that in a future video. You know, what is the difference between classic superstars back in the day and the impact and the role that they played in collecting as a, you know, figure hunter or a wrestling figure fan or, you know, just even a fan of action figures. A lot of people that collect have so many other collections within their collections. And then relating that more to the Legends line now and just kind of seeing what the differences are. Why were some so sought after and others are left to peg warm? Why was, you know, the classic line so well received and why did it do so well? Why did the Legends line of Mattel kind of seemingly, it started well, it fell off a little bit? You know, we see a lot of these figures on clearance at Target and even other like buyout stores, Big Lots, Bargain Mark, or whatever they call it, Bargain Market or something like that. There's another place that's over by me as well, Ollie's. They get them all the time. I mean, these places are getting these figures and selling them at a discounted rate from whatever they already paid for it, which must have been extremely cheap, you know, to clear out these stores like Target that obviously are exclusive to the Legends series. So in the future, I think that'll definitely be a video that we will do. But for today, this is going to wrap up the episode 16 of new figure pickups. As always, guys, I appreciate you being here with me. I appreciate the support and the continued support that you guys always give me. And if you haven't already, get over to the channel. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. You'll get all the info on all my new videos as well. Make sure you're liking those videos and like this video. It helps me out tremendously. It boosts me up in the YouTube world, in the YouTube feed. So I greatly appreciate that to all you guys. And yeah, I guess that's about it, everybody. So for myself, for Matt, and for Matt's Wrestling Collectibles, we are on our way to 500 subscribers. And, you know, like I say, guys, I can't wait to get to that day, get to the, you know, get to those giveaways, and I'm just excited. I don't even know. I'm losing my train of thought right now. Just so much to try to think about and try to put all these videos out. So again, guys, I appreciate everything, and until the next video, you guys stay safe.